Guys, a new update just added a ton of Tron stuff from the movie Tron, and with that, it looks like we may be getting a brand new boss and more. Now, real quick, guys, I have an awesome announcement. I just launched my new gameplay channel where we're going to be doing gameplay challenges, myth-busting videos, and I will be posting my first video super soon, so be sure to subscribe. All you have to do is click the first link in the description to go to that new channel. Trust me, you do not want to miss the first video. It's pretty funny. But yeah, guys, getting into it here, the Tron collaboration has officially started in Fortnite, so we're going to be taking a look at stuff on the map, talking about bosses, mythic weapons, and even new locations. Now, also, as for the challenge for the comments on last video, the skin was an interesting one. It was Inferno. So I left hearts on a bunch of the comments that got that one right, and this time around, let's do this skin right here. So leave a comment down below if you know the name of this skin, and I will heart a bunch of the ones that get it right. On top of that, be sure to let me know down below if you use code SIRS in the item shop, and I will leave hearts on a bunch of those comments as well. And one more quick thing, over 80% of the people that watch these videos aren't subscribed. So if that's you, what are you doing? Hit that subscribe button. But yeah, guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump on into it. Alright, guys, but we need to go ahead and hop into game here to take a look at something on the map that just got added, and it is super important. So let's just hop into a solo match right here. You guys have got to see this. It is crazy. Now, we did talk about this a little bit before, but heading onto the map right here, the battle bus is going, we need to go over to this lake. Now, if you did watch one of my previous videos, we talked about how a portal is going to show up here soon, and it has finally shown up. You can actually already see it there. That's right, guys. The 5th portal is officially on the map. So we got to see what is inside of it. Oh man, we got some people here. There's a default gliding over there. I want to take a look at the portal, but I don't want to get like eliminated right away. So real quick, let's just grab some items. This isn't gonna work. I don't want that crossbow, but a shotgun, that'll work. Yeah, you're not gonna beat me with a crossbow, buddy. Come on. What do you think you're doing? All right. We eliminated the main person that dropped here, so we should be good to go take a look at the portal. Gotta drink a potion. It sounds like, oh yeah, people are battling over there, so we will have to be a little bit careful. It's IO guards. Literally my least favorite. We'll just toss some grenades and get that guy eliminated. Perfect, perfect. Okay, maybe the crossbow will come in handy. Oh my goodness, it's actually putting in work. All right, one more IO guard. We just about got him, guys. Come on. All right. Knocked his shield and eliminated him. Let's go. Finally, we can take a look at the portal without anybody bugging us, unless somebody's inside of that building. But let's just put up like a wall right here and take a look. Not sure which side we need to go on to get it to open up. Maybe, I think it's the far side over here. Come on now. Any second, it's going to open up. Or not. What is it doing? Oh, there we go. We got to go behind the wall. But yes, guys, look, that is what is inside of the portal. It's kind of hard to see down here. Maybe we need to build up like a little platform or something. Does that make it easier? Oh yeah, we can see way more now. Oh gosh, somebody's over here. It's the default. Okay, we eliminated him. But yes, back to looking inside of here. You can see this like big tower with a bunch of lights on it, and what looks like a road going down the center. And then what's like on the left side, we got another tower up there with like a giant light or something. And then what about the other side? Just more towers. So it's like a light up city. Now, as you guys may have already been able to guess, this is in fact the Tron portal, or specifically within the files, it is called MAINFRAME, which we thought was going to be Five Nights at Freddy's at first, but there's bound to be another portal, so maybe Five Nights at Freddy's is coming later. And like you can see right here, the full image of what is inside of the portal. It actually plays some cool music as well. But something, guys, that I find very intriguing about this photo specifically is if you take a look right in the center, that looks to be one of the light bikes, I think that's what it's called, from the movies and games. You know, like that main bike that Tron is based around. It definitely looks like that is the wheel, and if this is in fact a road, that would make a ton of sense. Now granted, they did add a light cycle to the item shop, but I still have another theory that would be really cool. That bike may or may not be a clue to a future vehicle that could be added into Fortnite. This is maybe a little bit far-fetched, but we haven't had a new vehicle at all this season, right? Almost every previous season, we have in fact had a new vehicle, like for example, the cars, the boats, the helicopters, helicopters, and that's just in Chapter 2. In Chapter 1, we had the drift board, the quad crasher, the ATK. So what if this time around they add the light bike in the next update that is coming out soon? Again, that's just an idea, but considering that you can see it in this photo, it would be pretty cool. Now guys, we gotta talk about the possibility of a boss coming into the game from the Tron universe and also bringing with them mythic items. Now we've talked about it a bunch before, but there's bound to be at least one more boss added to the game, and there's still plenty of time within the season for Epic Games to do so, which makes it seem like that is what they're planning. I mean, we still have like, what, around a month left in the season? So with that being said, there is a possibility that we could see a Tron boss with Tron mythics and even a new spot on the map. Now, first of all, talking about like a possible new spot on the map, a new location, the next update of Fortnite is just around the corner. I believe it is update 15.40, and that is scheduled to be a large update, which would be perfect for adding a brand new location. And obviously, if they're going to add a brand new location, it's bound to look something like what we saw in the mainframe portal, considering that the Predator portal, where the Predator boss later showed up from, that portal showed a very similar picture to what Stealthy Stronghold looks like. And honestly, it would be super simple to add a Tron themed location, considering that it's mostly just some colorful lights. Now guys, check out this map here that was made by Ben's for Ducks. It's this really cool custom game mode based around the Tron universe. Like if you look behind us, we are leaving a trail similar to how the light bikes do in the movies. But what I find really interesting about this is if you turn around and take a look in the background, he did a really awesome job of creating these similar buildings with the lights on them that you can see in the movie. So with that being said, we could entirely see some location like that show up on the map, which would be super awesome, and that's where we could later find the boss. Now guys, specifically talking about what the boss could be like, one thing I found very intriguing is that the skins that got added into the game in the item shop, none of those were orange colored. In the movie Tron Legacy, there's always been like two main colors, the blue characters and the orange characters. The blue ones are usually the good guys, and the orange ones are usually the bad guys. Now that got me thinking. Obviously the bosses would be aggressive, similar to how the Mandalorian is aggressive, and also the Predator. They both want to eliminate you in the game, so it would make sense that they don't add the orange one to the item shop, but then later add it as a boss, because then that boss will try to eliminate you, similar to the villains again in the Tron Legacy movie. So guys, let's say we do have a boss like that. He or she would then be able to show up at the new location that would show up on the map, or maybe there's another spot on the map that they could show up at. I just feel like it would have to be somewhere high tech, so it would only really make sense if they do show up at a brand new area. But then they would also have to drop a mythic item, or maybe even two mythic items, considering that the Mandalorian does in fact have two. Now that got me thinking. One of the most iconic things that was ever added into the Tron universe, and did get added as a pickaxe, but I could see it also being a mythic item, is the identity disc. So in the locker and with the skin and stuff like that, it's just a very cool pickaxe, you know, that's like a circle, almost looks like a frisbee with a hole in the center, and then you can swing it around and stuff like that. However, in the movies, it's used as much more. They often throw this disc back and forth as a weapon, which would make a ton of sense as a mythic weapon in the game. In fact, all Epic Games would have to do is kind of just reskin the Captain America ability from that LTM way back when. If you remember, you were able to throw his shield much like a frisbee, but it did a ton of damage. So all they'd have to do is just, you know, reskin that ability with the identity disc, and it would make a ton of sense. Now, what I also find super intriguing is that way back in Chapter 1, like one of the early seasons, we had actually gotten frisbees as toys within the battle pass, and one of those toys looked very, very similar to the identity disc. So technically you can already kind of throw one around. Obviously it doesn't do damage or anything, it's just a toy, so you like try to catch it or throw it to a buddy and have them catch it. But it is funny to see the identity disc be in the game for like so long and then later release as a pickaxe. But obviously that toy was a part of the battle pass, so it's not going to be releasing again, but still very cool. But then keeping it going here with another idea that's been floating around, you could also see the light grenades. Now granted, I don't know too much about these. I went onto like the wiki page, and all it said about them is that these digital wonders explode, derezzing code and unlucky programs to smithereens via powerful energy bursts. Now that would be a little bit confusing in how that would act with Fortnite characters, but as you know, Fortnite characters technically get scanned away, so are they code? Are they programs as well? Could these affect them in a similar way? Maybe not, but honestly, another idea is that what if they just shine a bright light that blocks blinds opponents, allowing you to get a few seconds or so to get the upper hand in a battle or something similar. But as for other possible mythics, there are still leaked files for different weapons in the game, like exotic weapons, so it's possible things like the running gun SMG, which hasn't been added yet. That one gave you like extra speed when running with the weapon out. We could see that added as a possible mythic item. Or you can maybe see like the light batons from the movie, but granted, you don't really even see these too much in the movie. And I actually had a tough time finding more info about them, but they're basically just, you know, Tron themed batons. There was also maybe swords, but I couldn't find much info on those either. So if you guys have ideas, leave them down below in the comments. I'd be really curious to hear. But then one final thing I want to talk about in today's video is something that's just a crazy idea, but honestly, I think it would be really cool. But if you guys remember the Gorgers from the Marvel season that we had recently, you guys know the robot type things that floated around the map, and they were sort of like a mini boss you could battle. They picked up weapons, they fired lasers at you. It was really cool. Well, that got me thinking, there's a very similar type of device that is in the movie that, you know, floats around in a similar way. So considering that Epic Games has already worked on the Gorger and got that stuff figured out, what if we saw a similar mini boss themed around this vehicle type thing from the movies? It honestly looks super cool, so I'm just kind of hoping they do decide to do that. But again, it's just a theory, it's just an idea. But come on, you gotta admit, it would be cool. But anyways, guys, that is gonna be it for today's video. Remember to check out my second channel. You can actually just click on the image right here of 8-Ball. Be sure to subscribe, be one of the first 10,000 subscribers. I'll be posting my first video super soon, or you can check out some of my previous videos on the screen right now. But again, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you in the next one.